video. I mean, damn, everywhere I look, everywhere I go, see the same hoe. Don't get mad. I'm only being real.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And the Motown Museum doesn't get probably as much love as it should. It's right here on West Grand Boulevard. People are maybe figuring it out a little bit. They're going to expand the museum here at the regular hours and then extended summer hours, but they were closed on this particular day. They have a nice little grassy area out front and some history here. But this was back in the day. We could continue the music scene, to be sure. Detroit has a lot of musical talent, and it shouldn't be just relegated to a bygone era. Now, a couple buildings out back were torn down, and some metal detectors are already in action here, seeing if any hidden treasures can be found. But they're going to expand the museum back this way. Off in the distance, Henry Ford Hospital. They're a big player in this neighborhood. As far as urban planning, well, that's the site that I'm showing that was torn down. That's the back side of Motown. And here, looking through the fence, you can see the back side of the historical marker, which is different than the front. A lot of times it's similar on front and back, but that one they had a lot to say. I think they're going to have like a theater, and they should have a studio even, and start promoting the local music scene. Anyways, yeah, there's the evil twin. All right, the old General Motors building and the golden top of the Fisher, and they have a KFC. Okay. Well, from the other side of West Grand Boulevard, I'll take a little stroll down here. A lot of these are like little individual businesses and then like sororities and fraternities and whatnot. Here, hair salon. This one has a merry-go-round in front of it, which is really cool. So maybe it was a nursery or something at one time. But it works. But then, okay, top property for new business. Check this out, Motor City Match. This might be an interesting property to find out what the story is on this. It looks vacant now. Detroit's Business Challenge. So maybe they're going to put up some money and hope that a new business might get their feet wet and be off and running over here, right across from Hitsville, USA. Not a bad piece of property as far as, location. That's what they say. Location, location, location. But Detroit's a good location now. There's a lot of hot spots. And just got to keep the ball rolling. Good brickwork up there. Now the Northern Lights Lounge. And then, wow, Worlds, or a big Art Deco object. The Lee Plaza, though, that's abandoned. The lion heads were stolen out of there. Yikes. Yep. I'm doing the voiceover here on a Sunday, November 6th. The Lions are basking in the afterglow of a victory over the Vikings in overtime. Unbelievable. Yeah, I can't believe it. Okay, going to take 75, then over here to Schaefer Coolidge and River Rouge. And Zug Island's part of River Rouge. I love Zug Island. It's like Paradise Island. Well, it's coming up on Halloween. What a scary time of year, for sure. Yeah, okay, October 28th, so this is Friday. I never got around to painting the kitchen. I had like a party and then people signed in and then it was like, well, I never did paint it. Okay, our football-inspired bridge. And okay, en route to River Rouge. It's on the banks of the Rouge River. Interesting how they did all that. But Panther Stadium. Here we go in the Panther underpass. I'm crossing the Rouge River Bridge, and I said, oh, they just reopened this. I'm gonna park it and then take a walk back and check out the bridge. They could do a movie here, like an action thriller movie where like lots of bad guys die. That would be cool. Okay, well, this caught my eye because at work, this is kind of what I do. I pick things up and I put them down. That became famous when they had that Planet Fitness commercial where a weightlifter, that's what he said he did. He picked things up and he put them down. But I had to think about it and said, damn, that's pretty much what I do at work. And that's what this guy's doing here. He picked up a load of, there he goes. Yeah, that's some heavy artillery in action. But yeah, picking things up and putting them down, moving things from point A to point B. It's a lot of logistics in a lot of cases. Okay, here we go across the bridge, and there was an operator error that caused the bridge to topple a ship, but that the evil twin probably was responsible for all that. They have a red light district built in 1922. Anyways, they had to redo part of the bridge. They got a bell here, probably for the pedestrians, and then one for the vehicular traffic. City of River Rouge welcomes you, and they're on the banks of the Rouge River. How convenient. And then I-75 off in the distance. The elevated bridge in constant repair, but and then, well, look at this counterweight. There's a lot of kind of bridge action between the roads and the railroads. There's like 3 railroad crossings, I do believe, across the Rouge. But heavy industry, certainly. Yeah, I kind of like this action. I like the industrial, the grit. You know, the stuff like where you're making things, where it's all going down. And, well, probably some pollution to boot, but yeah, looks like a pretty decent breeze. Again, you could do a movie there, or some kind of thriller. James Bond or whatnot, or Batman. The shapes are kind of neat when you get in industrial areas. And where I was at, that's where I parked, but you could get here by bus too. Apparently, this gentleman took his bike, but the bus did a little turnaround there. Okay, now I'm going to head back to the stadium and check in on this game. And they have a breakfast special, so eggs ready to go. Okay, Coolidge, as it's known in River Rouge. They got their hardware store. Gas below $2 a gallon. Let's keep that going on. I can deal with that. Okay, they got the dual lamps going. This was the first week of the playoffs, and it's quite fun. There's 8 divisions in football, and 32 teams will make it in each division. So 256 teams total, and it's just great. It's like March Madness, you know, but for high school football. And here they have train action, so there's quite a few tracks that go across here, and there was a train awaiting. And here the underpass. And the image of River Rouge starts with you. Probably all of us. This, I like, well, it's kind of artsy, but you got the arches going here. And then cars going through. All right, I see some goalposts and some more goalposts, and here we go. River Rouge, last few years, has had a great team, but they've had a great band too. And I thought, oh, okay, it's a nice, pleasant evening here. I'll catch the band, but that didn't happen. I don't know. Maybe the regular season is all they do. Okay, well, I didn't pay the $5. I was following the railroad tracks, so through the vegetation here, I'm going to try to sneak a peek in on the game. I didn't pay my $5 here.
On the carry, number 1, Jerry.
Woo, 34-0. The Panthers have this game in hand over the guest Detroit team. And
Pass by number 1, Julius Grissom, to number 11, Sekou Bakur, for a Panther touchdown.
if I can make it through the haze here, yeah, that's 40-0. Pending the outcome of the extra point attempt. It's up. And it's good. 41-0 here with 6:17 left in the second quarter. Uh-oh. Looks like a train on the move. Oh, yeah. Friday Night Football. You can't have that without the lights. Yeah, that train wasn't going to get by me. I saw that all going down. Trains rock. They really do. I'll spend the extra minute just watching a train go by. I know in this busy and harried life we gotta keep moving, but sometimes I'll slow down. I love this building here. Classic. And the River Rouge Fire Department. And they have a marquee out here in front. They were playing Detroit Osborne Knights. The Knights of Osborne. And they had the game well in hand, and they went on to win. But they're continuing on in the playoffs. They won their Division II game and on to the regionals. Look at the brickwork here. I like the solid corner there, the little accents above the window. Yeah, a solid building to be sure. Some people were waiting here for the smart bus. And here's the police. In God they trust. Okay. Well, it's late at night, obviously, here on a Friday, but some of the signs are still lit up, or you can see some of the businesses along here in River Rouge. I love these triangular shaped buildings. There's an Essential Club, although they're for lease. They have a Mickey D's. Then here, a Tribute. I was walking, south on Jefferson. And then across the way, they had a memorial here, Jefferson and Pine. So this one, in memory of World War II. The Avenue. This might be a new place. Mediterranean. Okay, so we're all proud to be American. Let's see, that was for the Korean War. And again, this place under $2. You save that tenth of a penny every gallon. You can get your crawlers over there. Here, Brown Derby. Well, game on. Okay, well, this was the third game of the World Series. And Halloween will be shortly upon us. And some people are past their prime. Okay, 51 degrees, so a very pleasant evening to be sure for this time of year. And then the DIA even has art. They've spread out to several communities. Showcasing artwork, and that's a good thing. People need to be exposed to art. That is the inspiration kind of for creativity. Yeah, here's another thing they got going on. All right, another look at that. What do we got? Well, this place is for lease. And here, blackout shirts, $12. That's reasonable. I got that phone, actually, and because I transferred, it didn't cost me anything for the phone, and then it's $30 a month. So I've upgraded. I was really behind in the times, but now I actually have a smartphone, and I can at least keep up on the weather. Okay, well, this is going to be a multi-part show. I'm almost through here with Friday Night Football. Well, we'll get into some World Series action. Duke of Earls. Are we in England or something? No, that's where I parked. There's a nice sign, welcome to Detroit. We should do more of that. That would be, geez, I could probably sell a few of those signs. I'd buy one. Welcome to Detroit. Well, that was the Pistons of Auburn Hills, but there has been talk that those very Pistons might move back to Detroit, and then we can call them the Detroit Pistons again. They're thinking of moving and having games at the Little Caesars Arena, so a combo facility there. That would be great, because basketball certainly many would consider an urban sport, not a sport so much for out in suburbia in a cornfield out there in Auburn Hills. But and there's nothing else to do around there either. Boring. But yeah, you move it to Detroit. Wow, that would be the ticket. All right. Well, I took I-94, took it, westbound. I ended up in Chicago. So while I'm here, I got off at Ashland. That's where I parked. And as the crow flies, but I'm not going to do the straight line, but I'm going to go there to Wrigley Field. This will be game 4, and this was on a Saturday night. Mass transit. They have it in Chicago. We're trying to get a better system in Detroit. We're working on it. People have to be sold on the aspects, but what you have to do is see how other cities do it and how it works for them. We can do it in Detroit. Okay, I'm coming up on Wrigley Field here, though. Ponchos, they're affordable at $3, but the tickets were outrageous. Pent-up demand, to be sure. Chicago fans have been waiting for this for a long time. Oh, I was able to get one of those towels, a Nike towel. Wow. I wonder what those are going for on eBay. Okay, people are making their way inside. If you had the money, there were ticket brokers out here. You probably could wheel and deal, but yikes, they were saying it was quite pricey. So, unless you had money burning a hole in your pocket, chances are you watched it on TV. But I wanted to see the scene around the stadium, so I'm just kind of walking around, just seeing what's out here. The Red Line here, Chicago Transit Authority. PBR, look at this. And programs. I could have gotten one of these, I guess, but they were pricey. And some old Cub Greats. Oh, I got a glimpse there of some tickets. I think that was Elvis. Another sighting. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you get lucky just walking around. Elvis. I saw Elvis. Okay. Then down the line, all these places here, this is what's kind of neat about Wrigley Field. You still can get a view from some of these rooftops on the outside, and they allow all this, and it's fun. It's in the midst of a neighborhood, and young people, and there's bars and restaurants, and yeah, here are the Bleacher Creatures. Let me hear ya. Harry Carey, it's gonna happen. So here he's singing. He's got something to do with these apples. Look at the mass transit in the background. Wow. Imagine Detroit with that. Woohoo. Just on the major thoroughfares, mind you. It can be done. It can be done. Well, this was certainly a big to-do in Chicago for the media and the press and all that. It's not like the Cubs have done this very often. So then they had Fox News had a thing set up behind here, so a lot of people consider this a photo op. Hey, look, a sign on a stick. How clever. Well, there were some protesters here, Native American Indians that don't like the Cleveland Indians. I could really see the Washington Redskins having a beef with that one, but anyways, people will protest. Okay, prohibited items. There you go. No weapons. Darn. Then look at all the T-shirts. They had lots of varieties. Some kind of balloon thing going here. Yeah, Saturday night baseball. For a long time, Wrigley Field didn't have lights, but God. Okay, look at this. Gatorade, Cubs fans, $2. They get the best price. Indian fans, $3. White Sox fans, well, they had $4. They crossed that out, and then they put Stay Thirsty. Wow. Is that harsh? And it's their own brothers. They live in the same city. But, yeah, the South Side. Tell them to stay thirsty? Oh, be real.
What's so bright?
right, let's play ball. Oh, that's getting it together here. Cubs. City of Chicago Fire Department. Wow, got quite a few years of service. It's C versus C. They want to go for the W. We'll see that quite often here in Chicago. Maybe that's a new thing. They're going for the W. Right now, they are down 2-1. Look at this, Michigan. We'll give them props, at least that bar. And now some of the bars apparently were having covered charges. They were rather pricey, so actually I didn't investigate too many places nearby. Later in the game, I did walk away, far enough away where I didn't have to pay a cover. But you can see they were ready for a party here. This was Saturday night, 2 days before Halloween. Mutant Freaks from Hell and Beyond, Northside Auditorium building. Neat looking building here, to be sure. But because, you know, Halloween was on a Monday, certainly the weekend was prime time for people to have Halloween parties. So it's game on, to be sure, but people also had in mind that, hey, Halloween party too. Let's dress up a little bit. So we'll see some of that action. Here's the batting order for the Cubs. Okay. Yeah, even lines here for the party stores. There were people, you know, certainly in line to get in bars, but yeah, the party stores, they had a cover charge too. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just telling a little white lie there. But actually, yeah, it was a busy night. Here's some Chicago artwork. A neat little community, certainly, the Wrigleyville area. Down the way, they had a theater, but everybody had the game on. And you could get around via the bicycle, too. There were entrepreneurs doing that. And plenty of restaurants. So may peace prevail on earth. Okay, here's some more Halloween costumes. They were blocking traffic. Several streets were blocked off with heavy artillery. Sugar beet-based de-icing fluid. Wowee. Okay, we're 1-1 here. Kind of halfway keeping track of what's going on. You can hear from the roar of the crowd every now and then, or lack thereof, how things might be going. But it certainly looks good with the lights on. Now, the police presence was unreal. There was, like, they said on TV, 1,000 police officers, and I don't doubt it for a minute. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. Okay. Here's the lay of the land. I'd hate to even speculate what tickets we're going for. Okay, Indians took the lead here. It's in the bottom of the second. Then I missed these guys performing. They were just doing a teardown. I'm going to have to get one of these microphones. I'd have great sound then. But yeah, the gorilla is doing... Oh, he's doing his phone. It's pretty sharp gorilla there. Okay, the gorilla... Yeah, you need to get in contact with the Gorilla Man. Deep dish pizza, they're known for that in Chicago. Everything was like real busy though. I just kind of wanted to keep walking around. They had streets blocked off, and boy, the whole city was abuzz. They were just like watching the game in the big way. Oh, and the police presence up on the rooftops. Here's some industrial art. Eat barbecue. No problem there. You're preaching to the choir. Looks like a banana. Man versus food. I think I've done that sometimes. Whitey. I don't know if that's his real name or not. I thought white people couldn't play basketball. That must be a joke. That's probably what it is. That's a Halloween costume. White men can't jump. They can't shoot a hoop. White men can't do a lot of things. They got no rhythm, no soul. Yeah, that must have been a Halloween costume. We are the night. Yeah. People were, this was party time. And I couldn't believe the number of, bars they had here. Mass transit again. That's beautiful. Oh, like the boots. Here on Clark. Looks like some coffee could be had. And some artwork. I think I'm under the elevated train. Oh, yeah. Cleveland up 3-1. Not the best of things for the hometown crowd here. They're down 2-1, so the prospect of losing this game puts them in those dire straits of 3-1. And you don't want that, because chances of coming back from that kind of deficit are slim to none. Yeah, there were some sexy costumes running. It was kind of neat here. You don't want to die off that. Okay, I was looking at the menu. I had the hankering for something to eat, and Philly steak and cheese. That place, Greasy Spoon. Here, like a party bus. These guys look tired, but it looks like they're taking the long way back to their car in the public parking. Okay, there's my Greasy Spoon thing, the Philly steak and cheese. Oh, but it was good. I'll have to have triple bypass surgery in a couple of years, but right? It was fun while it lasted. Hey, you had to keep your eyes open. There were good costumes running all over the place. Here's some good neon. Well, the best neon, actually. Oh, my. You should eat. Who's going to argue with that? Okay, back to their mass transit. Multiple lines over here at the Belmont station, north of the downtown area, and the big thing in downtown is the Loop. They have an expanded Loop section there. Chicago has it going on. It's the city that works. We could take a lot of good cues from what Chicago does and say, hey, well, why can't we do that in Detroit? Walk-ins welcome. I don't know if you caught it. That was pretty quick, but a few signs here, businesses. Some awesome architecture. Pastry shop. A little more artwork. Yeah, this was a fun little neighborhood. And granted, it was a World Series evening. Certainly a little more electricity and the like. But, man, I would have to believe almost every day that the Cubs have a home game. There's a lot of fun in the neighborhood. And you know, I'm sure they realize that. That's what we need to realize a little bit in Detroit and try to expand or expound on those kind of things. Not that it just be sports related, but music related, entertainment related, community event related, anything. But they're attracting a buzz. Here, I like that carved pumpkin. Here I was finding my car and there was like, I don't know, an astronaut or an alien.
And the throw all the way across to first base. Diving back in is Russell. As they have posted back-to-back wins at Wrigley Field in front of a stunned sellout crowd. The final tonight, Cleveland 7, Cubs 2. Ron and I return for the total, but to be able to
well, gas price is a little higher here in Chicago, but yeah, wow, Chicago does actually go down 3-1, as you well know, because this show is tape delayed. Couldn't do it in real time, but here, if you have a car, you can go a little bit faster than mass transit, but not much faster.
You're in a real bad way.
Plus, you have to pay for parking. And that can be a hassle and pricey to boot. Okay, interesting cloud day. But yeah, I was disappointed, you know. Chicago doesn't host too many World Series, obviously. And the game I didn't have a ticket, but, you know, viewing from the outside, Chicago did not win. Bummer. But not to worry. Okay, the next day here, Halloween Eve, I'm in the downtown area. And like Northwestern University kind of has like a mini campus or smaller campus around here. They have a Sandlot Diamond, but they have a lot of high-rises here. And here, that's obviously a Cub fan that hangs out there. They got the W going. Okay, Lake Michigan. There's the evil twin. All right, looking out over Lake Michigan. Yeah, it looked like there was maybe some rain action down there. Something going down. Heavy clouds. And the wind's up a little bit. You can see the surf. It's the Windy City here in Chicago, so it lives up to it. Certainly on today. They got a big Ferris wheel. I think it'll be operating later. But then in industrial, I mean, I thought they were shooting a scene from a movie. I had no idea what was going on here. This is on Michigan Avenue. But let's listen in. You know, this was like a Russian-looking helicopter, and it was going to start shooting out missiles out the front end, and people would start running and scrambling and screaming, and it's like, what the hell's going on? But it wasn't a movie scene. They're going to lift some stuff. They're going to pick some things up and set them down. kind of a thing. But yeah, they're going to put them on the top of the buildings here. Middle of this thing, it's like all not there. It's like crazy looking thing. The W, I think they're Cub fans. Okay, here they go. They got one of these kind of like a HVAC operation system that they're going to put up on the roof. So, away it goes. Oh, I love this building here with the fire escape. A little lift goes a long way. Who am I to argue? Oh, golly. Look at that building. Somebody put their name on it. The Chicago River. And, yeah, I had to go around the detour there with that construction gig. And then they had a big, what they call it, the hot chocolate walk and run. Soldier Field here. I'm on Lakeshore Drive. And I'm going to take the Skyway, which is a toll road. It's kind of a rip-off, too. But
you believe in momentum in baseball? Absolutely.
You're listening to him.
Back to Pure Michigan. Woohoo! I'm back in my driveway. Okay, safely back here. Round trip to Chicago, 589 miles. Not too bad. Oh, I slept good. I really did. Okay. Now, I'm heading south. All right, I have a choice here between Cleveland and Chicago. Well, I went to Chicago last time. We're going to go to Cleveland. And I'm going to park here. A little bit like a country mile away. I'm making note, but I'm in the flats area of Cleveland. And I got to walk across the bridge, then go up a little bit, and then swing around, and then right there, Progressive Field. That's where the Indians play, so that will be the site of Game 7. So I'm east of the flats, and here, catch a tiger by the tail. Well, yeah, Chicago went on to win Game 5. They went back to Cleveland. Chicago won Game 6. And so this is Game 7. Okay, Detroit. I have to give props to Cleveland. They have Detroit Avenue. Okay, that's cool. All right. They're not too bad. Okay, I stepped inside here, and they yelled out, Cubs win. I go, how'd you know? But they're psychic, so they knew that's what I was going to ask. But I have the country mile to walk, but here's some housing here, probably condo units. It looks like an Indian fan there. This is the Veterans Memorial Bridge. And you can go to Tower City, which is like a shopping area. I'll show the marquee sign. But the lights look fairly close, but I'm actually still quite a distance away. But I'll get a look here at the Veterans Bridge. And I like the industrial grit here that you can see in Cleveland. Now look, mass transit. Boy, you'd think, okay, I'm still in Chicago. No, that's Cleveland. Key Bank, boy, I have a big dispute with those guys. They, give me the runaround with the home equity line of credit I have. So I got issues there. Yikes. But anyways, yeah, they're based in Cleveland. But, I have to move on from that. So here we go. This was November 2nd. This was a Wednesday evening. This all doesn't go down, though, until November 3rd. So it's going to be a long night. They have a casino, and then here's the marquee for Tower City. They say it's a shopping area. That's what the locals told me, but I think it's on the lower level. I'm elevated right now, but if I got in the lower level, okay, the Cleveland, Quicken Loans Arena, the Cleveland Cavaliers, that's where they play. And they just won a championship this spring with LeBron. And Cleveland was quite excited over all that. Maybe it was too much for them to take or think of the possibility of winning 2 championships in 1 year. I don't know. Here they were again against the logo for the Indians. So a little protest, and they had a rally on the left field side for the stadium. They had a band action. Let's listen here a little bit. God, their mascot can play the drums. That's pretty cool. Okay, you are here, the left field district gate. They have an infield district and a right field district. Progressive field. Now here, tickets, but it didn't look like any of them were operational. I would have tried to have gotten a ticket, but no tickets to be had. My brother-in-law, niece, and future, they're getting married. They got tickets, 3 tickets. I have no idea what they spent, but they said a lot of people from Chicago found it easier actually to get tickets here at Cleveland than in Chicago itself. Some musical entertainment. There's something to do with the Peanuts, something there, but some past greats. Larry Doby. Yeah, tickets, I don't think, you could really find anything under 1,000, or maybe a few. I don't know what the median price was, but it seemed like they were talking around $1,500. So the ticket brokers were doing quite well with the resale market. But the people in Chicago has just said, hey, so my brother-in-law is from Chicago. He drove down here and, he got tickets. And I'm sure if you asked him, he would say money well spent. Who can argue the way it all turned out? Here, I like the colors. Fall season to be sure, but with the lighting there, you got the green and the yellow. But we're getting ready here close to the start of Game 7. This building changes colors, periodically. I don't know if it's every half hour, every hour, but it's crazy though. Cleveland is not so much a baseball city. They really love their football and probably maybe basketball after that. But I don't think baseball is Their last one was in 1948. So they've been waiting a while here too. So this is Cleveland, and the game's going to get underway probably here shortly. But I'll continue this next week's show. Here the Clydesdale performed, and they were going to be back for the parade if Cleveland had won. Well, I don't know if they headed to Chicago for their parade or not. But, yeah. I don't know how this guy got the trophy. I thought they kept that kind of under lock and key, but there he's got it. That's what they're playing for. Cool. There he is, LeBron. Champions live here. Dan Gilbert, well, he owns the Cavaliers. Yeah, they had food trucks. We're getting ready for the start of the game. They had the big screen set up in a parking lot here.
Ball two.
Wow, the first batter gets a home run. What a stunner that was. Sports Center, they were certainly in attendance. Folks, thanks for watching. Have a great night or evening or weekend or day, whatever. Take care. Bye.
should hit sometimes is the first one. I think by the way that I've seen him out of the plate, his changeups are virtually unhittable when thrown properly, both to left-hander and right-hander. Ball one. Hendricks started this season as the number 5 man in the rotation for Joe. Too late right there. Quick feet, gets a great throw, and of course Rizzo does the rest.